Hi, welcome to Innovators Unscripted with Index Exchange. I'm Lori Good, our Chief Marketing Officer, and I'm here with Lauren, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Wetzel. I'm Global President of Data and Technology Solutions at WPP.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's
all right.
fire away and
fancy. We can do it. Okay. First question. What does applying AI-driven decisioning on the sell side make possible that wasn't realistic before?
For me, I always am thinking about the fact that AI or any level of even autonomous wrapper on something is only as valuable as the intelligence you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I always use the example of even whatever LLM you're using for your own personal life or for your work life to improve, you're always adding in context.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a huge opportunity for connected intelligence that comes from the context that is derived from the supply side, that gives you more intelligence, that allows for better deal making, for better transparency, for better rates, and ultimately return on investment for an advertiser, which is always what we're looking for our clients. And so I think it's that level of intelligence coming together that drives better decision making. There's obviously speed.
Yeah.
I think the idea that AI is all about speed and efficiency. That's just one chapter. I think effective decision-making is ultimately the goal and only can come from better intelligence.
Yeah, and it's exciting to see that transition to the sell side, which I don't think was always possible or considered as much.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. Okay. If we got rid of all ad tech acronyms, except for one, what would that one be? This is actually such a good question.
Oh. Well, I know which ones to not select while I'm on this interview.
Now I'm curious.
I think ROI.
Okay.
And and obviously ROI isn't exclusive to our industry, but I think there's never been more of a challenging time for brands to be differentiated. And I do blame a lot of how programmatic grew up and how digital grew up, and we kind of automated things, but we automated things to be almost equal, which is why back to connected intelligence and curated intelligence for brands, that drives differentiation, which is what brands need to grow. At WPP, our mission, our purpose is to be the trusted growth partner for brands in an AI era. And all of that means is that every CMO is, one, able to point to that sales growth, that we have skin in the game to help power that for them in the services and solutions that we deliver. And I just think return on investment is what everyone is looking for. Like the budgets are crunched, the expectations of investments, there's just been so much pressure. It's never been harder, I think, to be a CMO. Because of that differentiation, because of that need to grow, and because of the pressure on costs. And so I think return on investment is incredibly important. And especially when you think of the investment, and actually one hot topic that I've heard all week is on token costs. One, because it's new, and I think there's enough time that's gone into thinking, for everyone to sort of have within their financial reviews, more data to say we're doing the thing. That's what we wanted for an organization. It's going up, but how do I forecast this? How do I manage this? That's only going to get more challenging. And then that's only going to put more pressure on CMOs as they embrace those tools and technology and the costs that surround them to prove return on investment. And so I think that's always the lens that we need to look at, and hopefully we can get rid of a lot of other acronyms, but not get rid of that one.
As a CMO, that has been my whole purpose in life, is to try to remove acronyms. Okay. You announced your data solution, Open Intelligence, last June. Can you share what you've learned since then?
So much. We have, and this gets back to sort of how the industry grew up, we've been relying on static data, the same data, for a very long time. You put someone into a demo, you get some information about them, you understand what they purchased, but you and your competitors often have that same data. It's accessible. And really what open intelligence is about bringing together rich signals that you didn't have access to before. And you can pull that together because of the technology that's built. You can pull that together because really the really commercially sensitive data that no one wanted to contribute is protected. And I see really, really effective decision making, really interesting insights. And the thing that's really fun for me, because my role's expanded and I now care for data and technology across creative and production and media and commerce and experiences and sort of all of that end-to-end marketing, is how much that connected intelligence that's powered by our open intelligence solution is driving value end-to-end for marketers. And so I think it's that very specific curation and for me, just the understanding of the applications, and it's just driving growth and driving performance. I think the thing that's been interesting is the misunderstanding or the amount of time that we've had to put to educate on it.
I think people undervalue the power of education, and especially in being a CMO of programmatic and ad tech, it's the thing that I probably most care about. Okay, what's one thing that you still think humans do better than AI, and one thing AI does better than humans today?
I would say everyone kind of uses taste, and I think taste is important, but I think as it relates to my job, like there's always that saying of just because you can do it doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
And so I almost think like judgment and sort of the broader understanding of context, because sometimes there's going to be a given situation where it's a yes or a no, and even if it's a yes, it should be a no. And I think that's what humans bring to the table as we think about starting to automate parts of the media buying process. That's really important when you think about the governance and the sort of responsibility and accountability that we have as a media buyer on behalf to be good stewards for our brands in spending those dollars. We always say humans at the helm, agents in the loop. And I would say that level of judgment and governance is a really good example of that from a financial transaction perspective, where we will ensure that humans have the ability to do those checks and are stewards of that, and then wait and see over time what parts of that can be automated.
I typically just hear humans in the loop. I don't often hear humans at the helm, agents in the loop, and I much prefer your phrasing.
Thank you.
So what's the biggest unlock you've seen from partnering with Index and working more closely with the supply side?
Oh, a lot of good things. We have a great partnership, a growing partnership. I think of WPP skill as a sort of starter, which is so many markets, so many sources, and the ability for Index to make it easy for all of our teams, local, regardless of DSP, to also transparently understand the right decision making as it relates to that buying, and to arrive at the right decision on supply for our brands based on objectives. Like, it's that part that Index takes a lot of the challenge off the table and makes that possible. And I think in contrast to a lot of, again, sort of the legacy ways of working, really digging into more of that supply chain and sort of cost optimization matters, back to ROI and back to the pressure that CMOs are under. But I also think the flex that's coming from understanding how we're thinking about intelligence and adapting in such a way that when we talk about open intelligence, again, it's that education. Some people are like, wait, where's that ID you want to send over? Because that's the way that we've only targeted. And so some of the innovation that's coming is ensuring that, both open intelligence and also some of the curated modules of open intelligence, and taking advantage of our AI vector embeddings, which really is an easy way of saying, let's make some of the supply that's never been targetable. Like, let's actually analyze more signals and information where even if you don't have an authenticated base, you can understand and, get more precise about what you're going after within a given campaign. And so being able to take that intelligence and put that into action and work with us in that way. And also, truly, in credit to the product teams, really understand it.
I would have been very disappointed in you, Lauren Wetzel, if you did not say the words vector embeddings in this communication.
Shout out to my dream product team.
You did it.
There was an even more technical answer, so there's a restraint that was applied.
Well, maybe in spirit of education, everyone is appreciative of the restraint, but vector embeddings for the win. This is a good question. What would you be doing if you weren't in advertising?
I've often thought about the combination of I love books. I love bookshops.
too.
I just find them charming. I will always, in any net new place I visit, that's sort of like my go-to. That's my...
Me too.
Really?
Yes, this is a new conversation. Just kidding. We're going to stay on topic.
This
I
is
won't ask you any more questions. Okay.
Separate interview. And I like the idea of a children's bookstore, but
I'm just gonna
that serves wine and has a storyteller.
To children. No, I'm just kidding.
It has a
serves wine.
storyteller,
Yeah.
so it's almost like a daycare meets break time for parents. Because I
love you, Lauren Wetzel.
because it combines a lot of my loves. I love wine.
Yes.
I love when people get like a moment to themselves. And I think that idea of like, and
Yes.
I believe in books and education and
Yes.
things outside of screens. So I think it combines a few loves.
Yes. The reason I had children, just so you know, is because I love children's books so much. I had to have someone read the children's books that I had acquired over the years because I adore them. What gives you the most optimism about the future of programmatic and the open internet?
Better decision making.
Okay, good.
Yeah, better decision making, more intelligent decision making. I think there's also opportunities for greater transparency. The fact that I think the industry in general is leaning into innovation. We just listed out a lot of examples of what we're doing together in order to do it. And I think just embracing the fact that it's a different way of working. We have a responsibility, as a buyer of media to innovate within technology. And so we're working directly with the publishers, we're working directly with the platforms such as Index, we're working directly with the standards bodies like IAB Tech Lab and prebid.org and their standards so that we can make that easy.
Yeah.
Like there's such a translation because everyone's building their own things on sort of the sell side agents to represent supply. And sort of on the buyer side, like being able to understand, the different foundations of what it was built on from a technology perspective, the different LLMs that are powering it. And then you get into the complexities of, especially around video, workflows, what type of inventory packaging are we talking about? What type of transactions are we talking about? The governance piece we talked about earlier. I just think there's so much that needs to be thought out. But I think in addition to decision-making, you can't do that without collaboration. And so better decision-making is just going to come because we've worked really hard to do that connected intelligence, and we've got great partners who are leaning into it, and we're proving those results for brands. And so that's just happening. I'm super excited about that. There's so much to unlock. We're continuing to unlock new things across marketing. But I also think it requires collaboration. Right. Like everyone's not going to unlearn what they used to know and learn all of these new skills and learn this new way of working unless we don't sort of pull it together and start educating in the same way. And so collaboration is critical or we'll fail.
Totally agree. Okay, if you could describe Index in one word, what would it be?
Innovators.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was either that or Canada.
From Canada. Okay, one last question. Looking ahead, what's one AI-driven trend marketers should be preparing for right now?
AI-driven trend. I would go back to the token, like tokenomics. Like I would go back to, I see every company testing and learning with AI and turning to partners, whether that's their technology provider partners or their agency partners to figure out, what needs to be automated, what doesn't, how do we take better intelligence to drive more effective, agents that we build, et cetera. So I would rather focus on the thing I think needs to get more transparency and more discussion, which is how do you embrace all of this technology, but do so in a way that, enables the growth of your business, yes, but also does so in a sustainable way. And so that's going to introduce new commercial models. That requires a lot of transparency and education that come from the technology providers who are often the most advantaged because of the tech that they've built, because they're continuing to innovate on how they charge and the sort of packaging of it. And so I just think that there needs to be more of a discussion around it. There needs to be more playbooks around it. We certainly are doing that. I look at that on a monthly basis, and we've trialed different things in different ways to continue to monitor based on the tools that we utilize within our own company or that we utilize to power great work for brands. But that, I think, would be a huge unlock to solve.
Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. I'm so happy to
Thanks
have gotten
for-
the chance
thanks
to
for
talk
having
to you
me.
today. Thank you.